Well, hello there, and thank you again so much for tuning into The Comeback. As I say every single week, we count it an honor and privilege that you would take time out of your day to be able to sit down and to share this time with us. We promise you it is not wasted time, it is well invested time, because our desire is to let you know that no matter what you're facing, no matter what you're experiencing in life, that because of the victory we have in Jesus Christ, there is no setback that God cannot bring you back from. I want to encourage you this evening. I want to encourage you today to let you know that God has a comeback in mind for you. His plans for you are good and not of evil. The Bible says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. It is very important that you're walking through. So I want you to know, no matter how you feel at this moment, you're not stuck. It's not the end. It's not the conclusion of your story. You keep your hand in God's hand. You keep yourself next to him, and you will see him walk you through your adversity, through your struggle, through the thing that you are experiencing, because he loves you and he has the best in mind for you. As you can tell, I'm excited because I love the message of the comeback, because it is the message that is throughout the Bible. It is God's love story to us to let us know no matter where we are and what we are experiencing, he has a better, bigger, and greater plan for us. Stay tuned to the end, because there are some important announcements that I want to share with you. We'll see you in a moment.
We will serve the Lord. It's the ones that say, devil, you have no foothold here, and your oil slingers. It's those that the enemy tries to get to hush. Are y'all here tonight? Yeah. So the attack is not because you're bad. The attack is because you're good. The attack is because you talk too much. But you're talking about the right thing. Let me go on. So magistrate said, I have an opportunity to do something to move me up the food chain. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at what failed in the past with the previous imprisonments, and we're going to do a calculated escalation to make sure that what we didn't take into account before, we take into account now. So the magistrates tore the shirts off themselves. They wanted to make sure the job got done. The magistrates commanded for them to be beaten with rods, because they figure that maybe the previous people got out because they had a lot of energy and they were able to somehow with their strength get through the situation. But if I beat you within an inch of your life, are y'all here? Let's see you get up from this. Not only did they beat them with rods, but he then put him in prison. Now, according to the Times, he could only do one or the other, but he was so desperate and so hungry for power, he did them both. He beat them with rods, he beat them with their shirts torn off, and he put them in prison. But I want you to know something. It was a calculated escalation. He this time didn't assign him to a quadrant of officers, because he wanted to make sure that the officers didn't go to sleep like the other ones did. So he got one jailer and said, come here. It's your job to watch him and get him through the night. And if he escapes, we're taking your life and the life of your family. Calculated escalation. Want to make sure that what was a failing point in the past wouldn't be a failing point now. So I beat them within an inch of their life. Check. I got them in prison. Check. I got them attached to one prisoner that either is his life or theirs. Check. But they didn't stop there. He said, I want you to not just take them to prison, but take them into the inner prison. The inner prison was like a hole. It's not like jails that you see today. This was infested with rodents. There was probably snakes and scorpions in this place. There was no air conditioning. There was no heating unit. It was a damnable place. It smelled of feces and urine. It probably had the dead skeletons of other prisoners before them. It was cold and damp, and this was the place that they were thrown into. They were not just behind one set of bars, but they were behind 2 to 3 set of bars. If the angel delivered you before, let's see him deliver you out of 3 sets now. But it didn't stop there, Dr. Hinton. It continued to escalate. Because it says here in the scriptures, help me in here tonight. In the 24th verse, having received such a charge, he put them into the inner prison and fastened their feet in the stocks. Because previous, it was just their hands. Well, he said, this time, I'm going to do your hands and your feet. And stocks are chains that are connected to a wall. So look at the picture. The enemy has their back against the wall. The enemy has them chained hand and feet to something that is unmovable. The enemy has them in a dark place to where they cannot see their way out. The enemy has them beat within an inch of their life, so they are tired. And it feels like, why am I going through this? Why has so much come my way? Why has this happened to me? Why am I going through this? It's hard and it's dark and it's difficult, and I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. And the magistrates or the enemy thought they had won. They looked at all of the escalated things that they had done, and they went down their list and said, check, check, check. Have you ever been in a situation in your life where you feel like God is just one thing after another? After I get through this, it seems like something else. And this one, it looks like I'm not going to get out of. This one, it looks like I don't know how you can turn this around. This one, God, I don't know how you're going to fix this one. This is the situation Paul and Silas were in. The enemy went down their checklist and said, we got this thing covered. They went back to their house. Surely they got a drink. They were celebrating because they knew by morning that their situation was going to change off of the back of somebody else. They had checked their entire list. But Pastor Mark Hinton, they forgot to do one thing. They chained their hands, they chained their feet, they beat them within an inch of their life. They got them with their back against the wall. They got them in a dark place. But Apostle Hinton, they forgot one thing. What they forgot to do was to cover their mouth. Because if I still have my mouth, then this thing ain't over. I said it ain't over. So, God, help me, God. Woo. So, the Bible says that after they had surveyed their situation, and I'm almost finished, stay with me. After they had surveyed their situation, the Bible says, but at midnight. Now, I don't want want us to go too quickly past the word midnight. Let me help you with something real quick. If you look on the clock, and if it says 9:50, it's 9:50 p.m. If you look on the clock again and it says 10:50, it's 10:50 p.m. p.m. is post-meridian. It means it's still night. If you look on the clock and it says 11:50, it's 11:50 p.m. post-meridian, it's still night. 11:59 p.m. post-meridian is still night. But when the clock strikes midnight, it's no longer 12 p.m., it's 12 a.m. Something just switched. It's still dark, but it switched. You're still in a difficult place, but it switched. Woo! You got to know what time it is, even when those around you don't know what time it is. Tell somebody, it's my time. It's my hour. It's my year. Say yes. And at midnight, Paul and Silas, it says they were doing something. I believe the first thing that happened is that Paul had to turn to Silas and apologize because Silas wasn't even supposed to be on that trip. It was an argument that he had with another one of his brothers. And he told him, well, you just stay here. Silas, come on with me. Silas was like, hey, I'm finna go with Paul. We finna go evangelizing. You better be careful who you go with. You don't know what you're gonna end up in. So I believe the conversation, Brother Mark, started off with Paul saying, Silas, I apologize. I didn't mean to get you in this situation. I didn't mean to get you in this jam. I didn't mean to get you in this fix. The Bible says it was Paul and Silas. They were doing something. They were praying. And many of our messages, we skip past the praying. And we want to go to the singing. But your singing don't mean nothing if it's been dipped in prayer. Your singing has no power if it has not been dipped in prayer. Can't nobody overcome if it has not been dipped in prayer. So before they started singing, they started to pray. You have to remember that Paul used to be Saul. And Saul was an individual that was well versed in the law and in the Torah and in the scriptures. He was well versed in the stories of the Old Testament. He was familiar with the stories of how God brought his people out. So I believe that when they were in that dark place, Paul leaned over to Silas and said, Silas, I apologize for you being here, but stop all that crying now. Because if I remember correctly, I remember a story of God with his people, that he took them out of Egypt and brought them into a promised land, that he took them out of captivity and brought them to a fruitful place. Silas, if he did it before, surely he can do it again. Silas, I remember the stories of how when they got to the Red Sea, God split the Red Sea, let them walk through on dry ground and kill the armies of Pharaoh in the Red Sea. Silas, I want you to put a smile on your face, because if God did it before, surely he can do it again. And I believe it was from this recollection of the scriptures that they begin to pray. Sometimes when you're faced with a situation, you have to go back in the index cards of your memory, and you got to remember how God made a way for you in the past. If God took drugs out of you, surely he could take drugs out of your children. If God took you out of a dark place in the past, surely he he can do it again. If God healed you before, surely he can do it again. If he delivered you in the past, surely he can do it again. So you got to begin to recollect over what God has done for you. And then you get on your knees and you begin to pray. And you begin to say, God, I thank you. I thank you that you counted me worthy enough to be able to be persecuted for your name's sake. Father, I thank you that all things are going to work together for good to them that love God and are called according to your purpose. So God, while I'm in this tough place, God, while my back's against the wall, God, while my hands and feet are chained, God, while I can't see my way out, I refuse to complain. I'm just going to say thank you, because if you did it before, you can do it again. If you did it for her, you can do it for me. If you did it for them, surely you can do it for us. So God, I'm going to thank you, and I'm not going to complain. And it was that prayer, Brother Mark, that led them to sing. And they began to sing. And one thing I've learned about singing is that it fills the place or the room where it is being sang. And the Bible said that the prisoners were listening to them. Let me take a quick side roll. Sometimes God allows you to be in captivated situations because there are some people that are at your job that if you never sing, they'll never hear a song of Zion. Because not everybody's coming to Monument, but Monument can go to everybody. Not everybody can work for the church. Somebody got to work for the sanitation department. Are y'all here tonight? Somebody's got to sing a song at McDonald's. Somebody's got to sing a song at City Hall. Somebody's got to sing a song downtown. Are y'all in here tonight? They began to sing, and the prisoners heard. Now, as the song began to fill the room, it began to travel from the inner prison to the outer prison. It traveled from the outer prison to the entrance to the prison. It traveled from the confines of the prison to the restraints or the lack of restraints of the atmosphere. The song began to go through the stratosphere and the hemisphere, and the song hit the edge of heaven. And God told all the angels, be quiet, I hear something. Yo, hush, I hear something. Something has got my attention. I hear people praying, but I hear a song. The song has grabbed my heart. The song has got me stopping everything. Hush, I got to find out where this song is coming from. And God located that the song was coming from that region of the planet called Earth. It was located in that part of the country that was surrounded by water. God said, Gabriel, this time you can't go. Because in the 5th and 12th chapter, angels went. But in the 16th chapter, God said, wait a minute, I hear a song. I hear some praise. And this one, Gabriel, you ain't got to worry about. Michael, put your sword away. I got this one myself because I inhabit the praises of Israel. I got to go to check on this myself. I got to go to see what's going on. So God eternity stepped into time, stepped down into the stratosphere, stepped through the hemisphere, stepped on the planet called Earth, and as he began walking to the prison, how do I know that this was God that came to the prison? Because in Psalms 18, in the 6th verse, it says, in my distress, I called upon the Lord and cried out to my God. He heard my voice from his temple, and my cry came before him, even to his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundation of the hills also quaked and was shaken, because whenever Daddy steps out of heaven and steps down to the earth starts to quake. The earth starts to shake. The earth starts to move. How do I know that this was the case? Because it says in the 26th verse that after the prisoners heard them, it said suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of the prison were shaken, and immediately all the doors, not just Paul and Silas, but all the doors were opened, and the chains, everyone's chains, not just Paul's chains, not just Silas' chains, but everyone's chains were loose. Why? Because somebody gave him a praise. So whenever you are going through, I want to encourage you that what got you from the past to your present wasn't your complaining. It was the fact that you opened your mouth and you gave God praise, because praise saves your life. Because when you praise, Daddy showed up. When you praise, God showed up. When you praise, power showed up. So as you go through, don't you forget to praise him. Praise him in the morning. Praise him in the afternoon. Praise him in the evening. Praise him at your house. Praise him in your car. Praise him at your job. Praise him at your school. Praise him on the street. Praise him at the bus stop. Praise him at the bank. Praise him at the church. And if anybody says that it don't take all of that and you need to be quiet, you just let them know I'm finna get louder before I get quieter. I'm finna get worse before I get better, because I'm here, because praise saved my life. Praise kept my mind. Praise kept my family. Praise kept my body. Praise kept my children. Praise kept my healing. Praise, 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 praise saved my life. If you praise him, you might not need nothing, but there's a prisoner that's sitting next to you that'll get free. If you praise him, there's a prisoner that's at your job that'll get free. If you praise him, so praise him, because praising don't just save your life. Praising saved my life. Praising saved his life. Listen to me. I finished the assignment, and I'm finna get out the way. But don't let this kind of word just go over your head. Don't let this word just be one that you say, oh, that boy can preach. Let this be a word that you take right now. Because some of y'all is in some stuff right now. Some of y'all, Junebug is in some stuff right now. And your praise is what's going to save him. You ain't got enough money, but you got enough praise. You ain't got enough clout, but you got enough praise. I know they changed it to a wall, but open your mouth and give your God some praise. When I count to 3, get out of your seat. Get in these aisles and give your God some praise with your mouth and some praise with your feet. 1 in the name of the Father, 2 in the name of the Son, and in the name of the Holy Ghost, 3, give your God some praise.
Well, it is our prayer and desire that that message was a blessing to your life. Now, we want to take this time to thank our supporters, those who support us financially and through prayer. It is because of your consistent and faithful support that we're able to take the gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ, and be able to reach unreached people. If you want to be able to help us to do that, we would love to have your support. And we want to thank you right now in advance for what you do, because what you do is allowing this telecast to happen. Now, if this message has been a blessing to you, we want to hear from you. Take some time and drop us a line, email us, and let us know that this message is reaching you and that it is changing your life. Again, we do this because of you. And the last thing we want to share with you is this. We believe in the arts. We know that God has placed the arts in the earth to be an expression of his heart and his love towards mankind. So if you have the gifting in arts, whatever it is, I said a few weeks ago, if you know how to play the banjo, but I mean it. If you know how to play a banjo or play the drums, or you can sing, or you can write, whatever it is that you can do in the performing arts arena, we want to know about it. We want you to come, help us to do what God has commanded all of us to do, which is to go and to reach unreached people. Thank you for tuning in this week, and we'll see you next week on The Comeback.